It's December, and that's hard on everyone, but I think it's especially hard on ADHDers because autism is telling you to hunker down and stay cozy and just wait until you can get back to your normal routine, which you totally should because it's dark and dreary and cold outside. And then your ADHD side gets caught up in the excitement and wants to do all the things, like hand make all the presents and go to all the parties and bake all the cookies and decorate every surface, which you totally should do because this only happens once a year. And it feels impossible to satisfy both parts of yourself, especially in a culture that expects you to do, and go, and buy. And at some point, it feels like you're on a merry-go-round that's spinning way too fast and you just want to get off. Well, there is a way to make both sides of yourself happy. And I know because I've been more or less hibernating since 2017 while still doing all the things that are most fun and meaningful for my life. And I'm going to show you how to do it too. So, step one, you have to ditch the dystopian. So what about the holidays are you least looking forward to? What fills you with dread? What makes you want to hide under the covers and sleep until Groundhog Day? Write that shit down. Let's make a list. Write down everything that makes you feel yucky about the holiday season. Actually, go do it. I'll give you a minute. So when you're finished with that list, look it over. When you see it all written down, you can identify a few things that you could just get rid of. You don't really want to do those things. They're not that important. Just cross them off the list. And then look at the list and identify what you still want to do, but maybe not full blast. So maybe you've been invited to 3 parties, but you really only want to go to 1. Or you need to do your shopping, but you could do it all online instead of going into the stores because, man, I hate going inside stores, especially Walmart at this time of year. Identify all the things you could do less of or not at all. And this will calm down your nervous system. An example from my own life, and by the way, I only did this after I got divorced because I was not in a relationship where this would have flown at all. So definitely get with your partner and discuss this whole thing. But in my own life, in 2017, the very first year I did this, we didn't have Christmas lights. We didn't have a Christmas tree. I didn't spend $200 on each kid. I didn't buy multiple gifts. I didn't do any traveling. I didn't do any Christmas cards. And guess what? I didn't do guilt either because, yeah, you can cross guilt off your list. So you may be asking, if I ditch all this stuff, how am I going to have a nice Christmas? Like, this seems impossible. But in my own experience, we have a really nice Christmas. We have a lovely Christmas. And I'm going to tell you how in step 2. Step 2, decide on delight. Now make a second list. What delights you about the holidays? What do you love to do? What makes you feel warm inside? What are the no-brainers? What are the things you don't want to miss? Write those down too. So maybe it's baking one specific kind of cookie. You don't have to bake all the cookies. Maybe it's taking walks in the neighborhood to look at the lights on other people's houses who did the work, and you don't have to do the work. So in my life, the most important thing for me is just to see all my kids in one place, and they don't even have to be, it doesn't even have to be on the same day. Like, I just want to see all my kids. I personally like to wrap the presents and make it look really pretty. That's important to me, way more than a Christmas tree. I want to wrap the presents. I spend $50 per kid. I started a tradition after I got divorced of they get a special candy and they only get it on Christmas. And so that makes it more special. And I talked it over with my kids too. They were like 11 and a teenager, and they were cool with it. I think they just totally understood. Also, I just didn't have a lot of money at the time because I just paid for a divorce. This year, my ADHD wants me to make a bunch of ornaments to give for gifts. I've decided I want to do one day where we make ornaments all together as a family. And that seems like a really delicious, delightful way to bond with my kids. Another thing I'm going to be doing is reading novels. Like, I love to do that. I don't do it enough. I'm just going to be cozy and warm and be in my own world reading novels. These are things to make a point of doing. And these are ways you treat yourself. If you see my other videos, I talk about the 3 bears. This is the way you treat yourself like a baby. You nourish and nurture yourself by only doing what really sings to you. But if you're still asking yourself, what will people say if I break with tradition and do it my own way? Well, let's get into that now. Number 3, disappoint the doubters. So, are you brave enough to disappoint some people? It feels like it's gonna be horrible if you tell people, hey, we're not doing it the same way anymore. It's not a real cost. It's not a real danger to disappoint people's expectations. It's time to put on your big girl panties, be bold, and learn to be okay with it. And ask yourself, what is the bullshit I'm telling myself? Maybe you think you really will be disappointing others. And listen, if people can't handle you taking care of your own needs, then maybe it's a time to rethink those relationships. But that's some soul searching you might want to do on your own. Another thing is to look at the barriers. What are the barriers to doing this? And I think one barrier might be that you just don't know what to say to people. So here are some examples of things you can say to people when you change things up on them. We've decided to do less this holiday. It's not in our budget to travel this year. I've been kind of low on energy, so I'm cutting back this year. No. And no is a complete sentence. You don't need to say any more than that, truly. But if you want to soften it just a little bit, no, but thank you. Or thanks for thinking of me. Please ask me again next time. So I know it's scary, but you can do this. If it's worthwhile to you, I promise you that you will find a way. And maybe if not to fully hibernate this year, then maybe take a step closer to it. Maybe find ways, small ways, where you can be more restful and more at ease. Take baby steps. Look for balance. So let me know in the comments what you're going to change this year to get better at hibernating. I hope it's lovely, and I'll see you next week.